Nearly 60% of young adults have less than $1,000 in savings. 1 in 4 have nothing saved at all. Rent's ridiculous, prices keep climbing, and now even DoorDash lets you finance your tacos with Klarna. So, with all this doom and gloom, how could you not be worried about the future?
Honestly, man, at this point, just, I don't know.
Throw it all on black.
I'm kidding. Or am I?
Well, here are some easy steps that might actually help you, assuming you stick to them more than a week. Step 1. Start tracking your expenses. Think of your personal finances like a business and keep track of everything that's coming in and going out. Write down every single expense that you make for at least 2 months. The easiest way to do this is by using a budget tracking app on your phone. Once you have your total expenses, split them up into one of these categories: needs, wants, and savings. These are pretty self-explanatory, but you can pause the video right here to see what goes where. Right now, what we're most concerned with are the needs. Write that number down somewhere or keep it in your mind as you will need it in the next steps. Step 2. Optimize your budget. Alright, now that you have a better idea of how much you spend each month, it's time to stop buying shit you don't need. A good trick that works for me is this. Every time I want to buy something new, I add it to my shopping cart first and let it sit there for 2 or 3 days, maybe even longer if it's a bigger purchase. If you do this, you'll see that most of the time, when you get around to the purchase, you will no longer feel the same interest as you felt when you added it to the cart. Or maybe not. Maybe you'll want it so bad, in which case go ahead and buy it. The main goal here is to be intentional with every dollar you spend. Also, shop smart. Consider doing your grocery runs at budget-friendly stores. You'll be surprised how much you can save just by switching where you shop. Take a good look at your current contracts too, like your phone plan or internet. Chances are there's a better deal out there. Find it, then call your provider and ask if they can match it. If they won't, don't hesitate. Switch. And brother, stop upgrading your phone every year. You do not need the latest iPhone just to scroll through TikTok or watch Reels. Your current phone is probably just fine. Here's another wild idea. Repair your shit when it breaks.
Nah, we ain't doing that. Hopefully not. We ain't doing that.
Step 3. Start your emergency fund. Now it's time to build a safety net. Aim to save at least 3 months of essential expenses. It's a good idea to keep this money in a high-yield savings account so it earns some interest while it sits there, but it's also easy to access if you need it. Once you hit 3 months, you can work your way up to 6 months or maybe even a year. This is up to you, whatever helps you sleep at night. Step 4. Start paying off debt. This might not apply to all of you depending on your situation, but if it does, you're fucked. Nah, I'm just kidding. Now, what you want to do is start paying off those credit card debts, car loans, mortgages, and DoorDash. Start with the highest interest rates first. Those are usually the credit cards. Step 5. Start investing. Once you're comfortable with your emergency fund and you're debt-free, it's time to start putting that money to work. A good way to start is by investing into the stock market. There are countless ways to do this, and I'm not gonna go into too much detail. Here's an easy way. Create a brokerage account on a platform of your choosing. If you haven't done this before, it might sound scary, but don't worry. Nowadays, it's so simple, even a monkey brain like you can do it. Now, it's time to pick an ETF, short for Exchange Traded Fund. An ETF is basically a collection of different stocks or other assets that you can buy as if it were one single stock. Think of it like this. Instead of trying to pick individual winners like Apple, Tesla, or Amazon, which is hard, stressful, and risky, there's a room full of nerds somewhere in New York that do all the heavy lifting for you and regularly update the index with the best performing companies in the market. This way, you get a little bit of everything and don't have to personally worry about diversification, financial reports, and other bullshit. A good option is an S&P 500 ETF, which basically tracks the top 500 companies in the United States. Now start buying and don't look back. And buy regularly. Set aside a percentage of your income strictly for investing, let's say 20%. Once you get paid, transfer that money to your brokerage account and buy the ETF. Also, try resisting the urge to check your portfolio every 5 minutes. I know it's hard at first and you'll be tempted to time the market thinking you're a trading god, but trust me, you're not. The key in wealth building is consistency and patience. Now, all that's left to do is to stay consistent. Naturally, you'll start reading more about investing and personal finance, and you might look into other assets as well. This is great, but one thing you should know is that no investment is guaranteed, and everything carries a certain risk.
Good afternoon.
Always do your own research, even with the advice from this video. Step 6. Enjoy your freedom. There will come a point where money stops stressing you out and your quality of life will start to improve dramatically. For the average Joe, this number is around 10K for a number of reasons. Once you pass that, you will pretty easily get over most financial hurdles that come your way, you'll afford a lot of purchases without having to think too much about it, and you'll begin to see the effects of your wealth compounding. And the good news is that if you made it this far into this sorry-ass attempt of a video, you probably have the necessary willpower to actually stick to these goals. Go out and live your life, bro, and remember that you have free will. Start pursuing all the hobbies that you wanted to pick up but never did. It really is that damn phone.
Music can be so hard to find. I take your head and holding closer to mine.
And if you really hate having a life, you can start looking into ways of increasing your income by starting a side hustle or making shitty YouTube videos.